Scorch's PFG TV, television headquarters. Here's your host, Scorch.
Yeah!
I do that intro with them is because it's the only exercise I get. It happens one night a week, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on Scorch's PFG.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have we got a faboo show today? Come with me right here.
Hey, now.
Oh, my God. You know what? I got a lot of things going on today, so I want to get right into things by introducing somebody very special. She can't see me right this very second because I'm sitting next to her. But I love the lady. She's been on the air with me for 13 years at my radio show at Rock 101, rock101fm.com.
What time are you on?
I'm on 2 to 7 every weekday. Bonnie's with me every Wednesday afternoon from Parma, Ohio, live, thanks to technology. This is Psychic Bonnie, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
And she behaves. She knows a lot about you.
Bonnie, I've told everybody when we're off camera, I told everybody the story of how we actually met and the interesting readings, how you can say his name is William, but he calls himself Willie, or and I love it when you get criers, you know that, right? We love the criers, you know.
Yes.
And on a personal note, Bonnie knows I'm okay. I can hit on her, and I can hit on her mom, Trudy. But your daughter's off limits to me whatsoever, right? Yep, exactly. Yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, Bonnie, we're going to have you give some readings in just a little bit, and this is the first time of many. We're going to have you on. We want you on the show a lot. You're a good cast, Bonnie.
Thank you.
So why don't you hang tight 1 second, okay, and watch the show with us. We're going to start things off with our segment that we call Weird News.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah, and my never-ending way to find clever places to hide it.
Bingo!
Look at that, huh? Weird news, ladies and gentlemen, huh? Today, we start off with a strange story of Marion, Ohio. Right near you, Marion, Ohio. Look at that. Wow, it appears that Psychic Bonnie and two cross-dressers were No. It appears that two cross-dressers were busted for disturbing the peace after partygoers called the cops, saying they were about ready to kill each other. As soon as the cops arrived, the two cross-dressers took off.
Same dress, right?
Right.
The cops were the cops were right behind them. They were eventually caught and booked, which gives a new meaning to drag racing. Look, Bonnie, if you're not going to laugh, we can hang up this Skype very quickly, okay? Thank you.
That wasn't forced. It wasn't forced.
That was not.
That was sincere. It was sincere.
Police, are you sure? Well, I won't. No. Police in Southport, Florida, were not quite sure what to do about this strange case of a woman who cut off the head of her kid's pet rabbit in front of the kids.
No, Mr. Bunny Rabbit.
They had her for animal cruelty charges and mental abuse of the kids, but now they have her because she told the cops. I don't know how this happens because I love this stuff. She told the cops she gets very violent when she drinks, and she just killed a bottle of Mad Dog 2020. Love the stuff, Mogan David. You know, we're the same people, baby. Then she got into her car and started driving down the street, and of course she started shooting at the cops. Now she's in jail for many things, including, of course, overall being a dumb bunny. You get a dumb bunny.
Manischewitz.
So you understand the Jewish thing. Sibby's getting old and the Alzheimer's kicking in. I said a Jewish comment about Mogan David 2020. 7 minutes later, Sibby gives me...
I topped it.
Finally, 27-year-old Patrick Myers of South Carolina was thrown in jail after he tried to help his friend get rid of the hiccups. This is a great story. Mr. Myers, who is a trick shot artist, grabbed his Jimmy-rigged gun and pulled the trigger, but he grabbed the wrong gun. So now he's in jail for a long time because the real gun was loaded.
No.
And he killed his friend.
Wow.
How's the hiccups going?
Bad news, good news situation. Bad news, he's in jail. Good news, the guy's hiccups are indeed gone. Thank you, sir.
Ta-da!
So there you go. Psychic Bonnie's here, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back. We're going to talk to Tony Lentini.
Oh, yeah.
In just a few minutes.
My man,
as
Tony.
we continue with Scorch's PFG.
Oh, yeah.
It's Grassroots.
Promises of sin. Long hair was tangled like a live in the wind. Use your hips like a weapon. Sing a song so sweet.
Scorch is here, and you know we're in the middle of another fabulous show, but we wouldn't even have a show if it wasn't for our sponsor family. For instance, you gotta give it up for New England Subaru, the New England Subaru dealers. You'll love the road you're on, driving a brand new 2013 Subaru Outback. The road-gripping, symmetrical, all-wheel drive takes you to safety off the beaten path, and it sounds kind of perverted too, and we like that. It's awarded the top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The Subaru Outback, the winner of the 2012 ALG Residual Value Award with the highest predicted resale value in its class. And remember, 96% of all Subaru vehicles built in the past 10 years still on the road. So it is no wonder that the Subaru Outback is the best-selling all-wheel drive car in America. Pick one up for only $23,795 and fall in love. Check out NewEnglandSubaru.com for more details. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. We want to thank Chris Redke's American Biomedical Corporation, a world leader in the medical laser service and education industry. They service over 3,500 hospitals, surgery centers, and doctor's offices worldwide. Now, in addition to the medical facilities they support, they also provide engineering support, design services, and they do consulting services to some of the biggest medical laser manufacturers in the country and in the world, like AngioDynamics, Cynosure, Diomed, and Solex. American Biomedical Corporation also supports research projects in the fields of oncology, ophthalmology, and vascular surgery. Check them out at AmericanBiomedicalCorp.com and see how they may be able to help you.
Look into your eyes, man. You can tell that she knows it.
You know, honestly, people, every time we have a show, last week with Cara Maria, and every time we had Bonnie saying, we're watching Bonnie jamming out. The house band, Grassroots, I love you guys. You're one of the
they're good.
show. Thank you so much. Between you and I, that's the only people on the show I'm paying, so shh. Before we get into our first guest of the day, I'm going to do a brand new segment on the show, and I love it. It's called Facebook Feedback, because everybody's on Facebook all the time. Yeah! So I figured I'd ask you guys questions, you know what I mean? You guys can feedback and be on the show, you know what I mean? So this is our first installment of Facebook Feedback.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do this very quickly, and I'll ask you guys, too, and I'll ask Bonnie. If you knew you had a good chance to get away with it, would you steal a tank of gas from a gas station? This day and age. Bonnie, would you steal a tank of gas if you knew you'd get away with it?
If it was for my kids, yeah.
Oh, good for you. See, she's
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it?
You know, if I'm stealing, I'm gonna ruin my character. I'm going for diamonds, baby.
Oh, good.
No gas, tank of gas.
What about you? Would you?
I don't drive very well anyway, so I think I'd be so nervous after stealing. I'd probably end up crashing into something, so probably not.
Kristen in Alston, Massachusetts emailed me and says, Scorch, absolutely. I got one from an old friend of mine in Sylvan Beach, New York. Her name is Tracy, watching us online on Scorch's PFG TV.com.
Hey, Tracy.
Thanks to Modern Concept.
Hi, Tracy.
She said, hell yeah, I would. I love this. Hell yeah, I would, even if the prices weren't going up. Good for you. Fred from the Sunny Pines Cemetery says, nope, he wouldn't. Let me see. Anybody say hell no? Bonnie in Manchester, New Hampshire says hell no. Karma is a bitch and it will bite you in your posterior. I did it to get here to the show today, so yeah, the answer to my show is hell yeah. I wonder if our next guest would do that. Our next guest has never done anything unethical in his life, and he's laughing off stage, I can hear it. And he's spent his whole life in the rock and roll industry. He's the only pure person in rock and roll. This is Tony Lentini.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Lentini.
Are you sitting next?
You couldn't even hold that one in, huh?
I love you.
Oh, look at that.
Hi.
He's a man-eater.
Well, me and Sibby have a lot of history, so...
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us all about Tony, because you've been around with... You got some of the best stories in the world, and I want you to start, if you don't mind, because I love the Aerosmith, and wait for your mic to come in. I love the Aerosmith when you had to dress up as Steven Tyler. Tell that story, man.
We were in Japan, and we were playing this arena that had it was used in the Olympics. I don't know what year it was, but they had put... it was in the pool, and they put wood over where the pool was for the people to sit down. And they set the stage up at the other end. But at the other end of the pool were still the diving boards. And they were, the different levels for whatever that they did. So during the load-in time and after sound check, Steven was standing there, and he goes, you know what really cool? We get somebody to dress up like me and go up to the top diving board, and we have a curtain in front of the stage when the band would start. The band would start playing, and the curtain would drop. It was called a kabuki. So he says, I'll be backstage singing. The curtain will be up, and all the spotlights will go over to the person up on the diving board. And then when the curtain drops, the spotlights will switch around so it looks like I'm in two places at one time. So at the time, my hair was long, and I was a lot skinnier than I am now. And everybody's looking around. I had a beard. And everybody was looking around going, who can we do to do this? Who can we get to do this? So, and all of a sudden, Steven goes, you shave your beard off? I go, oh, of course I will. And so they put me in one of his outfits, which was fucking hilarious. Big hairy chest, Steven has no hair. And I had my underwear still on, which, half of that was showing. But they put me in a black robe, and the security guy took me up to the top during the, everything was nice and quiet. And I went up there, and sure enough, they come out doing Train Kept a Rolling. And the funny thing was that they were all Japanese kids, and they go mental. And they were looking up at me, and they were all going nuts, and I was laughing so hard, I was afraid I was going to fall off the diving board, because they were all going, But it was a lot of fun. It was funny, and I'm bummed because everybody was taking pictures backstage, because it was so hilarious. And to this day, I kick myself in the rear end for not getting a picture or something. But that was one of many things on the road and stuff that we've used to do.
So I mean, Tony was on a different very long time ago, but I mean, reacclimate some of the viewers that may have not seen any of the past episodes we've had on. You've been, and I advertised you. It sounds hokey, but I advertised you as sound man to the stars, because you've done a lot of work with a lot of bands.
I mean, I've had a great opportunity. As a kid, growing up, music was very important to me. I was a fan of Boston. I was a fan of Foghat. I was a fan of, I went and saw. I went and saw these bands at the Boston Garden and at the Cape Cod Coliseum. So I've always been into music, and I ended up, just doing sound. I love what I do, and people like the way I mix bands. And the next thing you know, I was working house sound at Bun Ratty's, and working at Bun Ratty's, mixing a lot of bands, and a couple of bands like the way I mixed them. One being John Butcher Axis. So I ended up.
The Greek guy. The Greek guy.
The Greek guy.
John Butcherakis.
John Butcherakis.
Hey, can I put my 2 cents in here?
Yes, this is a great story.
Because I work with a guy. He's fantastic. He's one of the best. Come on. I mean, I work with a lot of pretenders, but this guy knows what he's doing on the soundboard, and he makes the drums. Any drummer would love working with him.
I love
Everybody loves the sound.
Thanks for that.
He just, if you get a chance to
so
work
you got
with him,
600 people watching Sibby endorse you right now. 625 people.
Fantastic.
He's the best.
So working with John was great, but you know, one week we were playing like the casino and all the different clubs around the channel and all that, and he got signed to Polygram. So the next thing you know, we were out on tour with Rush. So I went from doing sound at Bunratty's to walking into an arena, and then from there it was Def Leppard, and then INXS, and then the Scorpions, and then it just kept going, and then people were hiring me. I worked with Ben Orr from the Cars, God bless his soul, and Peter Wolf, and obviously...
Wow, there were no girls on those tours, right?
No, the Def Leppard tour. I was out on the Pyromania tour.
Those tours out
it was
there.
disgusting. I was walking around. I was walking around with the Bible saying, "Put those clothes back on."
Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick sponsor break? We're going to come back. We're going to hear a lot more with Tony Lentini.
Yeah, Tony!
Where's it? We've got Joe Moreo going to play later on, and Psychic Bonnie's going to join us on Scorch's PFG TV.
Here. And you know, we're in the middle of another fabulous show, but we wouldn't even have a show if it wasn't for our sponsor family. For instance, you got to give it up for the Tupelo Music Hall in Londonderry, New Hampshire. At the Tupelo, it's all about the music. What a great place. It is a very intimate venue that you can come out and watch some great shows. They have a wine cellar downstairs. They're expanding for even more services, and I love the fact it's a BYOB place, and I really, really love the fact that they are the host of Scorch's PFG TV. Check out everything that Tupelo has to offer, including the rental of the hall at tupelohall.com. We also want to thank modernconcepts.org. You know what? Matt at modernconcepts.org was the one that very generously put together Scorch's PFGTV.com. So you know what? If you need website design, shopping carts, e-commerce, design and hosting services, search engine submissions, they can do it all. They can take your business and make sure it gets into the future. Make sure it gets online. And they have complete packages starting at only $79. So check out modernconcepts.org. And once again, make sure you let them know that Scorchy sent you. I want to thank Total Recall Custom Graphics. They are one of the official graphics companies of Scorch's PFG TV. Banners, signs, wall graphics, vehicle graphics, custom large format printing solutions. Get a hold of Nathan. If you get a hold of Nathan, you say you saw it on Scorch's PFG TV. Trust me, they are going to hook you up. They did a great job with a lot of the printing needs that we had. So check them out. Total Recall Custom Graphics at TotalRecallGFX.com. Got to thank GEC Detective Agency. You know what? GEC Detective Agency has been part of the show now for many years, and they continue to support us. So we're hoping that we can help support them. Check out GECDetectiveAgency.com. Their specialty? Online dating. Yes, no, they're not going to help you find your date. They're going to look into the date you have and make sure it is the right person before the wrong things go wrong. You know what I mean? Too many horror stories these days with online dating. So they will give a background check, or they will do a background check. And this has been their profession since 1994. They are experts in the field. They were the first ones in this area to do it as well. So GECDetectiveAgency.com or toll free 1-800-233-7140.
All up on the beat, with the brakes still pumping the gas, living fast. Built to last, painted the ass from the past with new tickets to paradise for free. Double daring, still comparing, price you pay for the pleasure. Time is nearing for whatever. Stupid clever, forget to remember mistakes and I haven't even made yet. Separate.
And we're here live at Scorch's PFG TV, being taped as it happens, live at the Tupelo Music Hall in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Great place.
nice venue.
We talked about this. Is this when you found out it was here? It's one of the first things you said, was it not? This is just a great room.
This is a great room. Obviously, it sounds great in here, and I heard a lot about it. I work with Johnny A. He's a good friend of mine, and he always boasts about playing here and how great the place is to come and see a band. This is a really nice venue. I really like it.
So, now tell us some more stories. I mean, give us like, I don't know if I should have actually prepared you for this, but if you were to do like an A to Z, how many of the alphabet letters have you hit with bands that you've worked with?
Oh, it's just a lot. Yeah. A lot. I mean, people say, write a resume, and I don't want to bore people with 30 pages of all the people that I've been able and been blessed with to actually work with. You know?
And you're humble. I love the fact you're very humble. I mean, you're an egomaniac. You know what you do is great, but you're humble to
I work house sound when I'm not touring at a club in Boston, Ned Devine's, and I mix, and they have cover bands. Yeah. And I enjoy that just as much as going out and working with Sibby. And I mean, to me, it's about the music. So I love when people pay money to come and see a show. I like it. I get a lot from it sounds good, and they thank me at the end of the night. People come up and they'll thank me because I know that they enjoyed it, and I was the part of that gave them that.
I like it. Tony, if you notice, Tony's a professional. Tony said, when people come and pay money for a show, and he pointed to this audience wouldn't pay me a dime for this show. But if you ever want to come out, watch the show live, we tape it. Watch us, Scorch is PFGTV.com for our tape dates. Yeah. But no, I agree. Come on down. People don't understand that when people pay money for something, you got to produce. Otherwise, it's crap.
There's a couple of things that I say. A band is only as good as the sound guy, and you can't polish a turd. So if a band isn't, you can only do so much with a band, and you're just pushing the sound through the, you're adding all this stuff that you do, and you're making the drums sound a certain way. But it's been a great opportunity, and I got to do and travel. I mean, I've been all over the world. I got to bungee jump in Australia and ride a Harley in Maui. And
now, how would you describe bungee jumping? I described it as you feel hollow inside. It's like suicide, but living, right?
It was the funniest thing. It was on a crane over the ocean, 150 feet. And it was in Australia. And I wanted to bungee jump. I was dying to do it. So the guy, I get in the thing and I go out and the crane goes up and you're going like, holy
yeah.
And he goes, all right, put your foot to the edge, but don't look down. I'm going to myself.
They always say don't look down. Exactly.
But my kneecaps were shaking uncontrollably. I was like, holy. And I dove, and it was the best thing ever. I went right back up and did it again.
See, I did it live at a radio station, okay? So I couldn't back out. Same thing. I'm looking up. I did 152 feet.
Yeah.
I'm looking up thinking, oh, that's not that bad. But when you're up at 152 feet looking down, and they always say don't look down, and you go up the same attitude, how do you not look down?
Exactly.
And they had feet on the edge. Did you have the harness thing, or did you have the? Did you have it hooked up? Did you have the harness?
No, it's just around my legs, and that was the end of that.
I had the harness thing, and let me tell you something. They just dropped again. This is in 1987. They just dropped back down 2 years ago. Okay. That was horrible. You know what I mean? That was seriously, man. Nobody ever prepared. But it felt like I was. It made me nauseous. It felt like I was hollow inside. Like you lose gravity. It was just the weirdest thing,
For a whole week, you were like, "Hey, everybody! Nice to see you."
And that hurts me to
Scorch.
do. You know what I mean?
And they actually let you off for 2 weeks until I dropped.
See, that's very nice. But I'm still waiting for money for that too. So now, who would be your highlight? Like, is there a dream band that you've actually had worked with?
Oh, I mean, I did the Boston Legends tour.
Yeah.
And that had, the list goes on and on. I had 48 inputs at the board. I need to use a 2x4 to mix. But the other good thing about it is I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of great artists, and Robert Plant and Jimmy Page, Chuck Berry. Remember
Chuck Berry? Oh,
Chuck Berry. I mean, there's some people I've been around, and I'll pass them. I don't, they're human beings and they're stars or whatever. Yep. But there's some people I do the Wayne's World. I'm not worthy. Robert Plant's like, how you doing? I'm like that. There's just certain people that are just icons in the music, and I was lucky enough to have the opportunity doing what I do to meet those people.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool.
Now, once again, what's the name of the place? If anybody, because Tony is just a great guy that just talks. He's got some stories. If somebody wants to see you live, you're mixing somewhere live.
All the time. Actually, I mix Sundays at a church in Hanover.
Yeah, I remember you said that last time I saw you. Yeah.
They have a church band, and so they asked me to go in and do sound for the mass, and the priest loves it because he says it sounds spiritual, with a little reverb and a little echo. And Hallelujah, brother. That's my redemption for my Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that must be good. Thank you, man. Very nice.
But there's it's a bar, I've been there 10 years when I'm not touring. It's called Ned Devine's in Faneuil Hall.
Go there.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
So much fun. They have the cover bands.
Oh, yeah.
And,
They're good cover
time.
bands, too. Which
Yeah,
is,
they do.
Yeah. But the place gets, kind of crazy. I mean, I've been there 10 years. I'm like the Highlander. The kids all stay the same. I just say, who's the old guy? I'm going to be like the oldest sound guy in Boston. With the
Hey, Tony, I'm inviting everybody that's a good guest the same thing. Would you come back another time to be with us?
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's Tony Lynch. Coming back. I think we might be into almost our last break. Coming back, we're going to have Joe Moreo. We're going to talk to him. We're going to hear him play live. And Psychic Bonnie really soon. Live right tonight.
Is here. And we're in the middle of another fabulous show, but we wouldn't even have a show if it wasn't for our sponsor family. For instance, you got to give it up for New England Subaru, the New England Subaru dealers. You'll love the road you're on, driving a brand new 2013 Subaru Outback. The road-gripping, symmetrical, all-wheel drive takes you to safety off the beaten path. And it sounds kind of perverted, too, and we like that. It's awarded the top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The Subaru Outback, the winner of the 2012 ALG Residual Value Award with the highest predicted resale value in its class. And remember, 96% of all Subaru vehicles built in the past 10 years still on the road. So it is no wonder that the Subaru Outback is the best-selling all-wheel drive car in America. Pick one up for only $23,795 and fall in love. Check out NewEnglandSubaru.com for more details. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. We want to thank Chris Redke's American Biomedical Corporation, a world leader in the medical laser service and education industry. They service over 3,500 hospitals, surgery centers, and doctor's offices worldwide. Now, in addition to the medical facilities they support, they also provide engineering support, design services, and they do consulting services to some of the biggest medical laser manufacturers in the country and in the world, like AngioDynamics, Cynosure, Diomed, and Solex. American Biomedical Corporation also supports research projects in the fields of oncology, ophthalmology, and vascular surgery. Check them out at AmericanBiomedicalCorp.com and see how they may be able to help you.
So, how do people get a hold of you?
We are online at grassrootband.com, facebook.com/grassrootband, and our record CD is for sale on iTunes for $5.
And if you want a highlight of it, check it out on Scorch's PFGTV.com on the section called PFG Radio. Okay. Now, this is an exciting moment for us because, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the power of technology and thanks to the fact she's been able to stick with me, and trust me, Bonnie knows my personality. For me and her to get along, it's kind of wacky because you wouldn't think that we would actually get along, but we love
I wouldn't think
no,
that.
you know, but
no,
it's amazing.
You too? No.
But give it up. This is our pal Psychic Bonnie.
Yeah, Psychic Bonnie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is exciting.
Very excited.
You know, Bonnie, I'm going to show you my hands, and I'm not doing anything bad to the computer, just so you know.
Okay.
So we've planned this out for how many years now? We said we're going to try to do this via Skype. It's been a few years now. We've tried. And we finally have you here. So introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of what you do. I mean, I was introduced to you as the Psychic to the Stars through a talk radio book. Mm-hmm. But then we just decided to go on like just personal readings and the things you do. Introduce everybody to and what you do and whatnot.
Okay, so Scorch is the only one that's really allowed to call me a psychic because I am a medium, but he has full permission.
Thank you.
To call
Scorch
me that.
is allowed.
Yeah.
So,
Only large.
So a medium is a person that is allowed somehow to get out of the way and listen to what comes in from whether it's your personal angels or people who've passed away or even your spirit guides. So I'm just trying to get out of the way and provide for you, what comes in on your behalf.
So you're based out of Parma, Ohio. You have
Yes.
your website, which is Bonnie444.com. You do the
Right.
mini readings for us on the air. You've been with me for so many years, and
Yes.
just the fact that you truly, and I have a file at the radio stations that I've worked at from people saying thank you for Psychic Bonnie.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
I appreciate that. I'm sure Bonnie does too. But you know what? You earned that because you seriously freak people out. And you know from my experiences, I run down the hallway when I have a crier. Because there's nothing better on the radio. Every weekday afternoon, 2 to 7, rock101fm.com.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's nothing better than a crier, you know what I mean? Because on television, you need visuals. But on radio,
Right.
you need to be able to hear things.
Right.
So you can hear somebody crying. Yeah, Bonnie, that's my grandfather's farm. Oh, that was the
God.
best one, Bonnie.
No gassers, though,
Oh,
right?
no, that was okay. So how do you explain what you do? Because as I've said to you many times, I can't explain. I don't buy it. You figure it out. I don't know.
Who's to know?
Well, it's a process, and it takes a lot of training. But I tell people all the time that anyone can do what I do. It's just a matter of training the mind to get out of the way. The left brain carries, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and so that's what's in our way in terms of perception on an everyday basis.
No question.
to train your mind to dismiss all that and to really listen. That's basically. I just kind of wait, listen, and repeat.
Oh, good for you. Now, what we're going to do today is to get people acclimated to what we have. We've got the two hot chicks on our set, Shelby and Shelly. So
Okay.
today for this, and we're going to have you back on in just a couple of weeks, so trust me on that one. We might even have you back on next week, which we'll talk about soon. Shelby and Shelly want a reading. So why don't we start off with Shelly. Shelly, come on up here. Introduce yourself. Now, here's what Psychic Bonnie needs from you, okay? You got to come up here. Now, you got to come up here. You got to talk to the camera.
Okay.
Yep. I need a hot chick to kneel in front of me, that's all. You got to talk to the camera. You got to give her your first name, your birthday, and the city you were born, and your one question.
Okay. Hi, Bonnie.
Shelly?
Yes.
All I can see is your beautiful legs, so
There you
you're
go,
going to have to get
All
down
right,
either on
I'll
my
get down on
level.
my knees.
Down,
just this
Shelly,
one.
down.
Right
Down.
here on Scorch.
Yeah, girl. Naughty girl.
Don't get any ideas. All right. I was born August 2nd,
We're all
1985.
pigs.
And I am from Woburn, Massachusetts.
Okay, and what's your
Can you
question?
say your name,
Say
please?
your first name only.
Shelly.
What's your question?
Is that your given name?
My formal name is Michelle.
Yeah, that's
Is
not
it
your
really?
given. Thank you, because angels are going, that's not your given name. Okay. So, what is the question?
Any question
Yeah, ask any question.
Anything you want.
in regards to a person or?
World
Anything.
Series.
Well, here
World
it is.
Series.
Well, they're talking a lot about where you're living, residence questions about your location, but it's really, really quicker
Okay.
if you choose a topic. It's love,
It's
work,
interesting
health,
you said that, though,
finance.
Bonnie, because you were thinking about moving a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. You were thinking about because you were talking
Yeah,
about
they're
somebody you might
discussing
be-
that.
I've always envisioned myself living in California.
Me too.
That's That's a possibility, but the only thing that can hold you back, they're saying, is a man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's weird.
So I guess their message to you, now my eyes are going to be closed. Scorch will tell you I work with my eyes closed. And so I'm not ignoring you, but it's nice to have you in front of me, most importantly, to hear your voice, okay?
Me too, Miss
So
Bonnie,
the angels
me too.
the angels, yeah, thank you. They're talking about the importance of really being independent and not relying on a man for stability, and the importance of not letting a man hold you back in terms of location as to where you're going to be living. They do want you to dream. I need to tell you, though, it's not Southern California. It's really northern.
Really?
Yes, it's really more in the central northern area, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's where you belong.
Okay.
And there you go.
Okay.
Psychic Bonnie.
Okay.
Now, Shelby, come on up here. Hand the mic over to Shelby. This is something, I've only known Shelby for a couple of years, but this has been a dream of mine with Shelby for probably 20 years now. Get over here and talk to Psychic. Get over here and talk to Psychic Bonnie, Shelby.
Down. Bad girl.
Bonnie, Shelby, Bonnie.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
So I guess
Start with your first name.
Oh, my name is Shelby.
That's her real name.
Yep.
Birthday is?
Do I have to say?
Yep. Day, month, year.
July 19th, 1975.
And where were you born?
What?
Where were you born?
Oh, what town was I born in?
Yeah.
Woburn, Mass.
Woburn, Mass. Another one. Oh, that's weird.
Thank
and what's
you,
your
yeah.
question?
My question is, am I going in the right direction? Am I where I should be?
Right now you
With
are.
your career?
Couldn't help it.
With your career, or what is the topic?
I mean, just in general, kind of kind of on the right path, I suppose.
Okay, so what they're talking about a lot is some more training that's ahead of you. And they want me to remind you that you're never too old to learn new things, right?
Okay.
And the importance of being open to that. You have a business opportunity that's going to be coming your way, and it's very, very good. And they want you to grab that. You have a lot of different irons in the fire, they're saying. Sometimes it's hard, I guess, for you to complete everything that you start, according to your angels.
Yeah. According to the angels, of course.
Yes, yeah. So it just seems to be just a matter of, just take what they're going, sweetheart. Oh, they called you sweetheart. Just take one thing at a time. I'm hearing a lot about your father and the aspects about your father in your life.
Okay.
And the importance of really wanting to do a good job. That sits inside of you, like in your core being, is wanting to do a good job.
Okay.
And the angels want to tell you that you're already doing a good job, that, don't knock yourself out. Okay.
Good angels.
Thank you so much. Now,
nice.
You are close with your dad, am I correct in assuming that, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have to talk about that. So now, why don't you grab a seat so people can see Bonnie again? And it's amazing, for those wondering, we're going to show this thing where this whole segment will be live on the air, which is amazing. Now, Bonnie444.com, we're heading towards Thanksgiving now. You still get time to get Christmas presents. You know what? Gift certificates, things like that. Your CD is called Night School. Bonnie's, she hasn't done anything dirty, but she's done an R-rated film we'll talk about next time. I'm sorry, Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie, would you join us again in a couple of weeks?
Oh, yes.
Okay, give it up for Psychic Bonnie live from Parmo.
That was fun.
Bonnie, hang with us one more second. Because we're going to have you back at the end of the show, so hang tight.
Okay.
Let's do our last sponsor break. Coming back, we're going to talk to Joe Moreo, and we're going to hear him play live at Scorch and PFG.
All right.
There's a lady in a turban and a cocaine tree, and she does her dance so rhythmically. She's crying and singing. All for one, or all for nothing. Hit the brakes, still pumping the gas, living fast. Built to last, painted the ass from the past with new tickets to paradise for free. Double daring, still comparing.
so another show flying by. Psychic Bonnie hanging out with us because we got to do our close soon, but we still have a couple more things to do. For instance, our next guest, he's been around the Boston music scene for a while. He's got something going on with the TV show called The Voice. We're going to talk about that. This is our pal Joe Moreo on Scorch and PFG. Joe. Nice to have you here, man. Thank you. Have a seat. So, can you talk to us about that? Tell us about the voice thing. What's going on with that?
I actually went out and tried out for the show. There were a ton of contestants there. I drove through New Jersey and did an audition for the show. It went really well. But as far as that, you have a callback. I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah,
it went really good.
Me and Sibby are going to work, and Tony Lentini, we're all going to work on that together.
All right, good.
And Bonnie's telling you, you're going to get it, young man. You're going to get it. And you're proud of your background, so you don't mind me talking about it. You're a Boston cop, is that right?
It's Municipal Protective Services. It's a special police officer. That's the title.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And what do you do as far as that goes?
It's pretty much it's properties owned by the city of Boston, employees of the city of Boston. That's kind of our jurisdiction. We just make sure everybody's in line, and you know.
Have you ever just wanted to shoot somebody for the hell of it?
No.
How do you tie all your stuff in? Because you're a family man.
Yeah, I'm a dad. I get the work thing. I get the music thing. It's tiring, but it's rewarding at the same time.
It hasn't aged you at all, man. You look at you. You know. How old are you?
32.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you. You look like a young fellow. That's so, I mean.
He doesn't look a day over 31.
You know, I was going to say 30, 31. Yeah, so 32 really shocks me. Tell us about now your music thing. You recently did something at the House of Blues, which was fantastic. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was the more recent thing that we're excited about. We actually did a show for King Ryan Events, was the company that put it on, and it was a showcase for Warner Brothers Records. And it was actually a competition. I didn't even know that till we got there. And we ended up winning the competition out of about 18 acts.
Very nice, huh?
Yeah, it was cool. We did really well. And it went good, so that's another thing we're waiting for.
So everything you know, you're kind of like, we think we did good.
Yeah.
But you still don't know for sure because the people that are making the decisions haven't told you you did good yet.
It's a waiting game.
But now, have you ever done stuff and said, you know what, we probably didn't do that well there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you do know the difference internally between you guys.
Yeah.
You feel.
Yeah, and the thing is, it keeps going well.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember someone telling me that every show should be better than the last, and that's kind of the vibe that we're getting lately. Every show is better than the previous one. So.
It has to be. You cannot step back
Absolutely.
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way. Not even if every show is not necessarily better, you can't have any shows that take a step back.
Right.
If you have a good show and you have another show that was a great show too, you can be cool with that. You shouldn't beat the hell out of yourself. But you just can't say, okay, we had 20 good shows in a row. Now this is our 4th or 5th sucky show. Something's up. You know what I mean? So you can't always strive to do like killer, but what about you?
You know, there's a line in the business, as everybody knows, you're only as good as your last show.
Yep.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
And there it is.
I think Shelby's only as good as just sitting there. You're good, man. I like you.
This is what I do.
You just look good sitting there. You know what I mean? I like that. Now, so how often do you guys? Because you're busy. Do you play out like a lot? Do you do a lot of club gigs?
We're actually lately we're playing once or twice a month usually. But we're trying to be conscious of where we book and how we book. We're just trying to get the ball rolling and get our career moving ahead and on the right path. And we just worked with We just worked with Jim Foster and Anthony Lewis from Red 13 Media. We did a new CD.
Oh, nice little plug for Red 13 Media.
Guys are great. So we did another CD with them. This is the second one working with them, and it came out great. And that's called In the Shadows, and it's a 10-song album, and we're really happy with it.
Psychic Bonnie is soon going to be a Red 13 Media production as well. They're going to work with you on doing a nice Psychic Bonnie TV show or something. So
I would
Psychic
love
Bonnie
that.
will be there too. So now coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have you perform. We're going to be able to see what you do. What would you categorize your music as?
Balls to the wall, rock and roll.
Very nice.
That's
It's Joe Moreo coming up in just a couple of seconds.
Thank you, guys.
You know what? Tell you what to do. One more sponsor break, is that right? And then we're coming back. We're going to have Joe Moreo as we finish up Scorch's PFG.
And you know we're in the middle of another fabulous show, but we wouldn't even have a show if it wasn't for our sponsor family. For instance, you got to give it up for New England Subaru, the New England Subaru dealers. You'll love the road you're on, driving a brand new 2013 Subaru Outback. The road-gripping, symmetrical, all-wheel drive takes you to safety off the beaten path. And it sounds kind of perverted too, and we like that. It's awarded the top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The Subaru Outback, the winner of the 2012 ALG Residual Value Award with the highest predicted resale value in its class. And remember, 96% of all Subaru vehicles built in the past 10 years still on the road. So it is no wonder that the Subaru Outback is the best-selling all-wheel drive car in America. Pick one up for only $23,795 and fall in love. Check out NewEnglandSubaru.com for more details. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. We want to thank Chris Redke's American Biomedical Corporation, a world leader in the medical laser service and education industry. They service over 3,500 hospitals, surgery centers, and doctor's offices worldwide. Now, in addition to the medical facilities they support, they also provide engineering support, design services, and they do consulting services to some of the biggest medical laser manufacturers in the country and in the world, like AngioDynamics, Cynosure, Diomed, and Solex. American Biomedical Corporation also supports research projects in the fields of oncology, ophthalmology, and vascular surgery. Check them out at AmericanBiomedicalCorp.com and see how they may be able to help you.
And the White Trash All-Stars in the Shadows. Check it out. Here they are, Joe Moreno live on Scorch's PFG TV.
We know what tomorrow holds. Just silence it grows. Everything out of control. I've lost my way, my will to stay. Let the fires burn to the dawn of the day. To turn a memory, yeah. Don't just sit there. Hey, like I'm to blame. I won't be here when they throw it all away. I'm not breaking anymore. I've tried to pick those pieces up for all this time. You're screaming inside. Somebody tell us it's over. Pick the pieces up, yeah, the try for us. The demise of trust is returning to dust. All that same serenity. We're lost for words, or so we've heard. Waiting for someone to tell us what we are shown. It's come eventually, yeah. I won't sit here taking blame to say today. I won't be here long, so I won't wait to say I'm not breaking anymore. pieces up for all this time, screaming inside, it's over. I'm not breaking anymore. I've tried to get 4 pieces up for all this time, it's screaming inside. Come on and tell us it's over, yeah. So my ticket for a one-way ride. There's no use trying when the flames have died. It's screaming inside, and there's nothing left to say. No, there's nothing left to say but goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. Thank you very much, guys. Tired of walking with my head hung low. I think she's tried, I think she's crying enough to wash away my self-control. I set aside to grow old. She tries to rise, but her pain subsides. She don't even notice now that I broke the ties that bound us for life. I'm only forever. So what do you see in me when you believe in me? With all my flaws, I'm always the same to you. When I thought hope was gone, you're still holding on. I guess that's you, born to never I never said I had the answers, no. I'm just as lost to get my point across. You wear me down until my armor's gone. To my surprise, you're still by my side. With my careless ways, I drift away, finding my comfort zone in my careless ways. I walked away, leaving you all alone. So why do you see in me when you believe in me? With all my flaws, I'm always the same to you. When I thought hope was gone, you're still holding on. I guess that's you, born to never lose. I can't take away the pain of yesterday. I can just watch us grow, or watch us slip away. Tired of walking with my head hung low. I think she's tried, I think she's crying enough to wash away my self-control, to set aside my selfish soul. So why do you see in me when you believe in me? With all my flaws, I'm always the same to you. Whenever hope was gone, say you were still holding on.
let's see who we got to say thank you to. We got to say thank you to Joe Moreo and crew. We got to say thank you to Tony Lentini and crew. And don't we look good together? I got to say a special thank you to you, the Psychic Bonnie's in the house. Give us the music, boys. And for my pals, for Joey. Bonnie, I'm going to put you down. 1 second. For everybody, for Shelby, for Grassroots, the Tupelo Music Hall, for Brian, my floor director, Kirk, my main at the backstage guy, for T-Roy, for Shelby, and for Simmons. You know what? And seriously, thank you all for being part of this club. Bonnie's gonna be in this. She's gone. We will see you next time, right here on Scorch's PFG.